Our ninth stop is North Dakota, the Peace Garden State, a favorite of Lewis and Clarke. It's known as the food basket of the nation, where honey runs sweet. Join us as we explore North Dakota and their tales less traveled.
Hi guys, welcome back to Tales Less Traveled. I am Catherine, or Cheesemo, or Boo.
Wow.
Hey. That's good.
Hey! How you doing? That's great. How you doing?
That's
That's,
Brooke.
of course, is the voice of Owen Wilson.
Wow.
You know, I've been watching a lot of movies
That's a great,
with Owen Wilson,
That's a
actually.
great little podcast. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Alex, by the way. Hey guys, how you doing?
It's Alex with a capital Al.
And a capital X, lowercase e.
Yeah, so Alex. That's pretty good.
Nice.
I like that.
And of course, I am Josh.
And Owen Wilson is our normal guest star, but sometimes he also goes by a she, which is Brooke.
Wow.
You know I'm going to have to throw in a couple wows now.
Wow.
That's how I'm gonna start my DJ playlist.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's gonna be your signature. They'll be like,
Oh wait, no.
Wow.
I honestly,
DJ.
It's 3D.
I thought
It's DJ Jastic Dream, so it's
I honestly thought she was gonna go with Triple D. I don't
No,
know how you
that's
don't
you.
go for Triple D.
3D.
big
good,
big
though.
busted booty women is It's Triple D, but I'm 3D.
Do you know
God.
what my DJ name is? DJ Boo Blood.
Oh shit!
Get it? Because Boo Blood. Oh.
So, we're in North Dakota. How do you guys feel about North Dakota?
I feel great because they booked my first gig.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
That's what we got here. Thank you.
Honestly, everyone around here is just desperate to do anything, any kind of event around
It
here.
kind of does seem like that. It's a little slow pace, but I'm really
Yeah.
glad on your first booking.
You know,
by the way,
But like, I'm surprised that in your trial show when you just played Sandstorm for 3 hours,
They loved it.
they loved it.
You know what? In North Dakota, they act like they've never heard it before. And you know what? I kind of felt good about that.
Yeah?
I did. Yeah.
hey, you're bringing something new.
Yeah.
So this is actually my first time in North Dakota, and I feel like I say that in every other location.
Because
Like this is
you've
my
never
first
you've never left Texas until this podcast.
I've never left really. No.
Oh
But-
wait, hold on. There's a couple places.
Well, there are a couple places, but
Like the fridge in the kitchen,
Like-
and
like,
a mailbox.
the media room and down the street to Chick-fil-A.
You know when you
Sure.
get a brand new TV and it has the 4K channel and it takes you on all these amazing journeys?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
really all you need.
Yeah.
But North Dakota so far seems nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that I knew nothing about North Dakota.
Neither do
Until
I.
now.
But I think we'll learn a little bit with the stories you have today.
Let us hear, good sire. What do you have for us today?
Yeah. Is it how many stories are we looking at? Actually, quite a bit.
I think I got about 5.
Very nice.
That's a good
All
chunk.
right. As the Germans
Yeah,
would say,
5.
"Fumph."
One of them's pretty short, but yeah, I got
German
about
I
5.
took a little bit of German, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excuse me, we don't say that. We don't talk about that in German.
the Führer.
I told my parents
The
that
Führer.
I want to start my own business just so I can be in charge of people because I like being analytical. I'm a perfectionist, and they would be like the feeler guy.
They probably would,
Well,
Wow.
unless
How-
you're a pretty good boss.
how are you guys enjoying these North Dakota mules?
I'm having just ginger ale. My 21st birthday is this September.
Oh man, I feel like wow. It's like I come over. It's like I don't know what to expect. I got to be honest.
So for Owen Wilson and I, these are pretty good.
Let me just tell you, it packs a punch.
Wow!
Wow.
She hasn't had anything to eat today.
Wow.
That's fine. Yeah, but unless you guys have anything else,
No,
I guess we can jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
This is the fastest we've gone into the stories.
Did you know?
Okay, that's why it is.
Sometimes when people bungee jump, they grab onto their significant other because they get so scared. Let me try that again. You know when people bungee jump, they grab onto their significant other because they get so scared? Well, they're not bungee clipped. And those people have died. Where?
Wait, when they're not...
Like, you ever see someone like doing a bungee jump and they get so freaked out at the end because they're getting pushed or whatever, and then they grab onto someone because they're like, please, I don't want to do this anymore. They take them with them, and they're not clipped in.
Yeah, they're standing next to them, and they're just like...
Yeah, they change their mind last minute, and they're not clipped in.
Can you imagine being...
Fun
And you killed that person. If you want a bungee jump.
Did you see this? Well,
I saw a Reddit of it recently where she grabbed the guy who clipped her in, and she grabbed his shirt, and like he had to pull away last minute.
God.
But it's happened before.
Oh my God.
Also, the guy Clayton from Tarzan, that's how he died. Bungee cord wrapped around his neck twice and decapitated him.
Cut to that shadow of him hanging,
I thought he hung.
Traumatized me.
Decapitated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking
Snapped
about
his neck.
the animated?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Phil Collins.
So, I guess...
Come stop your crying, it'll be alright.
I guess I can rule out bungee jumping from my bucket list because I have wanted to do it, but...
No, I'll do it with you. Come on. Hold my hand.
Well, you went skydiving.
I did.
So
I want to go skydiving.
If it's gotta be my way,
if I'm gonna be jumping out of a plane, it's gonna have to be on fire.
I will wait for you guys at the bottom.
Yeah, I'll be down
pleasantly drinking probably my third drink.
I will scuba dive. I will,
I can't do that either.
do anything like that. But I'm not gonna mess with jumping out of a plane.
What if there was a beautiful woman waiting at the bottom?
A mermaid.
It depends on how beautiful the woman is.
Mermaid or merman.
She's a mermaid. Like she's flapping around, like suffocating in the field.
If Sebastian Stan or Cillian Murphy,
He jumped out of a plane.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Okay,
in episode like 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay, well, I really haven't.
We're not sponsored by Disney Plus yet.
Which
but if
Falcon and Winter Soldier is a great show.
I haven't
We're not
watched
sponsored
anything with.
Why?
Is it his character's name like Bucky Barnes?
James Buchanan Barnes.
Buchanan.
James,
I always thought Buchanan was kind of
so
a cool name.
it's Bucky for short.
You know what else sounds great? Bobby Boucher.
Who's Bobby Boucher?
Everything's the devil to you, mama!
Oh! That almost became my monologue in acting class.
What did you choose for your monologue?
So I showed him the Gremlins scene you showed me, and he called it it was kind of stupid. Well, no, everyone, so I was like, he asked me, Catherine, what films did you choose? So I named, there's a scene from Gremlins, and everyone was like, Gremlins, that's such a good movie. I was like, yeah, right? And we had to watch, like, everyone's videos different options of monologues they chose. And he's like, so I don't get it. There's a plot hole. Her dad fell in the fireplace and then what? Snapped his head? Yeah, or chimney. I was like, yeah. And he's like, I don't know.
Sounds like
Sir, that's why you do acting at community college.
Yeah. I'm going to get Joe Dante on his ass for saying Gremlins is stupid.
No, so
Gremlins is awesome. I love Gremlins.
Yeah, so I chose the scene in Devil Wears Prada, but I just sent him the link to this scene in The Mona Lisa Smile with Julia Roberts, and he has yet to respond to me, and I need to hear from him by this Wednesday because we need to print out the
offended
scripts.
by that saying a girl's dad dying in the fireplace is
he said there were too
stupid.
many. He said there were too many plot holes.
How?
Because
the plot holes?
he couldn't figure out, like, I guess how the dad died. Like, how did he get there? I don't know.
He climbed a ladder.
He was trying to come down the chimney with presents, and he slipped and fell headfirst down the chimney.
And he got stuck.
Oh, and then he was like, did they not see him in the first place or something?
Why
No,
was
because
he
he wasn't at the bottom. Like, have you seen chimneys? Chimneys have that
Somewhere
back wall.
Professor Long's like,
And then they have
feeling
like a little opening at the top which goes out, so like you can't actually go down you can fall down a chimney, but there's like a back wall that you get stuck on because it like has
Yeah. Listen, I didn't think about that one when he asked me, or else I would have explained to him.
Your drama teacher does not know his chimney.
He's never seen the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
hey, when y'all think about it, do y'all realize that Santa Claus, Saint?
Oh yeah, I just realized this the other day.
Like
Santa Clara.
Like why
Saint Nicholas?
Yeah, so
Santa Rosa.
But why is it that in America we've decided to go with Santa Claus and not Saint Nick?
Or why not just Nicolas Cage?
I think because
our beloved Lord and Savior.
I think because a lot of people will there's not a lot of people that believe in the saints anything. So we had.
So if we say it in a different language,
I think maybe I may be wrong. Please do not attack me for this, but I think maybe there was something to where let's change it to where everyone can agree with it. Like, oh, Santa Claus and not Saint Nick, because you might have an atheist, agnostic, or whatever that
maybe doesn't
they don't believe in the saints.
As the residential white person of this group, and Josh, you can chime in whenever you feel necessary.
So would that really be 2 residential white people?
Yeah, that said he can chime in when necessary.
Well, you made it sound like one.
I've never realized this, and my mind is blown, because I guess Santa is his title, but it just Santa Claus. Like, that Claus was his last name. Everyone knew that. Santa's just Santa. He's just Santa.
Santa's just Santa.
When you look at the ABC Family, like, clay animations, it was Nicholas Klaus, and I was like, holy shit, like, what?
That's true.
Hold on. I have an issue. So, in the entire movie of Gremlins, the most unbelievable part for your drama teacher is the fact that a man fell down a chimney, not the little gremlins that multiply when you get them wet or feed them after midnight. That's the most unbelievable.
And I'll have you know, I had to search up the video, like the actual scene clip of where Kate is talking about it, and they showed snippets of the gremlin. So, I was like, oh,
Gizmo.
My professor's going to be like, oh, what the hell is this? But he says he watched it, but he's like, oh, it's been so long that since I've watched it.
That movie's aged surprisingly well because they used all practical effects. It looks great.
You could use the Furbies.
I'll have you know, a lot of my peers, though, were delighted to know that I chose something from Gremlins.
Yeah. I bet, because it's a fucking great movie.
It's a great movie. Do y'all see something?
So we have a Ring camera, and we've been trying.
Oh, in North Dakota?
No, a Ring camera for our house, and we've been trying to catch.
Now you've told the public what security system.
Well,
come find where I live, but please don't.
I might accidentally give our address later. I'm good at that.
We have a squirrel that's in our attic. We've been trying to get him, and he was just sitting on this little thing, looking at us right in the Ring camera, and he waved a little bit.
Yeah, I think Brooks made it a personal vendetta at this point.
So I take it back. This has not been the shortest that we've jumped into the stories.
No.
But
anyway,
this was all relevant to North Dakota.
I will say that I have.
Yes.
I am such a big 80s horror movie fan. I love 80s horror so much. And for someone to say that Gremlins is stupid...
I know, Josh.
It gets me.
I know.
I understand, Josh.
Trust me, I know.
But how about a way to kind of cool down the scene is...
You're right.
Let's see what the first story is. Speaking of...
Maybe North Dakota has gremlins of their own.
Maybe we should hop back to 1948.
Oh.
Wow, that's like almost the 50s.
Yep.
That's almost 2 years before the 50s.
It's almost the 50s.
That's like almost after the Great Depression.
So
too soon.
Oh God.
This is 3 years after World War II.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
There's a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
Wait, World War... Okay, all right. This is... World War II is German or Japanese? I always forget.
Mostly German, wasn't it?
VE Day was before VJ Day.
Yeah, so before.
Victory in Europe happened before victory in Japan.
So World War I
was Germany?
World War II was...
Nazis.
There's they were fighting Germany and Japan, right?
Yeah.
And we won in Europe. We won against Germany first, and then I think 6 months later we won in Japan.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because we dropped atomic bombs on cities.
I always get them confused as to which one is which, because my history's not that very good.
Like between World War I and World War II?
Yeah, I always get confused of which one is which.
Well, in both of them, Germany was the
biggest.
Yeah.
Fighting.
No, I knew that part. I just can't remember which one was the biggest threat.
Now that you bring
World
it
War
up,
II is probably bigger threat.
I don't know how because I know World War II. It's always the Nazis, Hitler, whatever. I don't know how I know that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I associate it with
Maybe that's
them.
where your past life you were part of
Girl,
something.
no, knock on wood.
What, in German?
I don't want to live in the...
No, girl, you could have been American fighting for your freedom. Not really fighting for the freedom of the Jewish people, but...
More than likely, going off of our ancestry, we were probably either...
In Europe,
Yeah,
actually.
we were, yeah.
You could have been fleeing. See,
You would have fled.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it's good.
Actually, my mom and I had an interesting conversation because out of the 4 of us, I think all 3 of y'all would have survived.
Wow. Well,
And I think I would have, and my mom and I were like, yeah, we would have told Alex survive.
No,
in the boat
no,
for the,
no.
I know. We've discussed
what kind of role-playing game is this?
No, we talked about it not that long ago. We're like, yeah, I think, because wasn't it where he only wanted literally white, blue-eyed, blonde, green, whatever.
Honey, we're gay. We die.
Okay. But they wouldn't
Also,
know that.
Okay, also, I'm part Polish. They hated them. I'd die.
But you would have to, lie, too. You would have done anything in your power to.
It depends on how you look, not what you are, because the most famous, they had a picture of what they considered a perfect Aryan baby.
Yeah.
And it was a Polish baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it just depends on what you look
I
like.
got brown hair, though.
But
did Hitler.
Yeah,
but his mom was also part Jewish, wasn't she? And that's why.
But he also looked at their eyes, too. And he thought, oh, blue eyes, green eyes.
Look me in the eyes.
So,
you tell me.
So my mom and I were like, yeah, Alex, we would have told Alex, hey.
No.
Y'all would have been gypsies anyway. Hey.
Okay. Anyways, John.
Yada 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 diddy.
Hey, in Piggy Blinders. Okay.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Hey, the fiddler on the roof. Are there any Piggy Blinders? Are there any of y'all?
Hit me up. My Twitter is.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Maybe.
If you guys are watching Piggy Blinders, there's gypsies.
Listen, all I know is bless you.
Sorry,
All I know
going
is
off subject.
I would have found a way to try to save you guys. There's just no way.
Great. Okay, if we were in World War II, but we're after World War II.
We're in North Dakota.
We're in North Dakota in 1948.
Oh, I was gonna say 2021, but yeah. Okay.
North Dakota,
All right.
1948. You ready?
Yeah, take it away.
Woo!
All right.
25 minutes in, guys.
So, 1948 in North Dakota, there's a football game between the North Dakota Agricultural College Bisons, which is now North Dakota State University, against the Augustina Vikings. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So just before halftime, spectators would get more than just a football game, as something made its way over the stadium.
Over the stadium.
Over the stadium.
Not a cross. Over.
Is it? Could it be? Is it?
That's pretty good.
A UFO?
UFO?
Is it a gremlin?
Is it a name?
I wish. So, meanwhile, just before the game started, pilot George Gorman was flying his P-51 Mustang with a few other... what?
That's pretty... That's a nice... Wait, flying?
Flying.
Wow.
He was flying.
Wait, not the Mustang car, which is why we all laughed.
The P-51 Mustang.
Is a plane.
It's a plane.
Wow. I was
Okay.
thinking
It was
an actual car.
a fighter. It was a fighter plane during World War II.
thinking Harry Potter.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So he's flying with a few other National Guards on the evening of October 1st. During their flight, they were going to pass over Dakota Field where the football game was taking place, and around 8:30 p.m., 30 minutes after kickoff, other pilots were ready to call it a night, but Gorman wanted to keep flying. Also, this guy was second lieutenant in the North Dakota National Guard. He had also been a B-25 instructor for French aviation students during World War II.
Wow. He was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gorman is about 3 miles away from the field when air traffic control alerts him to a small Piper Cub in the area, which is a smaller aircraft.
Piper Cub? That's
like,
what they call it?
Piper Cub.
No, I
it's
like
like a civilian
Yeah.
kind of aircraft.
That's cool.
It was usually used for scouting. So after he saw the aircraft and he acknowledged, he's like, there it is, that's the Piper Cub. It was about 500 feet below him. He said there was a flying disc that was round with well-defined edges, brightly lit, and circling slowly over the city of Fargo.
Oh, it had to be Fargo. It had to be.
Yeah. He contacted air traffic control, but was told that the only other aircraft in the area was the Piper Cub that he already saw. The new object was not showing up on radar. Gorman went to investigate, but as he got closer to the object, it glowed even brighter before it shot away from him.
Oh, wow.
Gorman estimated that he was flying about 250 miles per hour.
That's so fast.
But then it quickly accelerated to 600 miles per hour, much faster than his plane.
Much faster than his Mustang,
As
a
it,
Camaro,
apparently.
As it seemed to be leaving, it changed direction and flew straight at him, going over the top of his plane at the last second. He said it was so close that he involuntarily ducked his head to expecting a crash.
Oh, wow.
Gorman kept trying to use turns to cut the object off, but it was much faster than him, and he said it was about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. He said it would blink, but whenever it sped up, it would glow solid bright.
It's only 68 inches? Mm-hmm. Wow.
It would climb straight up, and he tried to follow it, but at 14,000 feet, his plane would begin to stall. What?
Alex.
What?
Not every UFO is made the same. They're allowed to be a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller.
Don't you know Brooke has a PhD in UFOs?
I will let you know that 6 to 8 inches for a UFO is average.
Wait a minute.
Which is why I said average.
Okay.
That's not that big.
So...
Wow.
Okay.
Owen Wilson.
Please, let's not... I don't want to cut anything from this episode.
No. I'm being genuine. 6 to 8 inches of a... I mean, because when I imagine a UFO, I think, God, they're massive.
Yeah.
But, like...
Maybe this is a little UFO drone.
It's a little baby.
It's a baby UFO. Baby UFO.
So... The Piper Cub pilot had landed at a nearby airport at this point and was able to watch the spectacle from the ground, and air traffic controller L.D. Jensen claimed that while he saw a clear light that Gorman was chasing, it seemed to have no form.
Oh, that's cool.
After 27 minutes, the object went into a dive. Gorman followed the object, but that then changed direction into a vertical climb and shot into the sky where it never came down and went out of sight. In the official report given to investigators, Gorman said, "I am convinced that there was definite thought behind its maneuvers. I am further convinced this object was governed by the laws of inertia because its acceleration was rapid but not immediate. And although it was able to turn fairly tight at considerable speeds, it followed a natural curve. When I attempted to turn with the object, I blacked out temporarily due to excessive speed.
Holy shit.
I am in fairly good physical condition, and I do not believe that there are many, if any, pilots who could withstand the turn and speed affected by this object and remain conscious. The object was not only able to turn and outspeed my aircraft, but it was able to attain a far steeper climb and was able to maintain a constant rate of climb far in excess of my aircraft."
I can already tell you, it was a time traveler who used a drone, and that freaked this man out, because drones are pretty small, you know?
Can drones travel at 600 miles an hour?
In the future.
In the future. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, investigators measured Gorman's Mustang for radioactivity and found that the aircraft was significantly more radioactive compared to other fighters. This was seen as evidence that Gorman had flown close to an atomic-powered object. Quickly after this, it was claimed that the Weather Service had released a weather balloon that night, and that the incredible speed was due to Gorman's own movement manipulating the balloon. It was further said that the radioactivity on his plane was due to being at high altitudes, and Gorman was confused.
Oh, classic CIA, FBI move.
So this was a seasoned World War II fighter pilot who claimed that there was definite thought behind the object's actions and was told he was mistaken.
Wow.
The Air Marshal Command said that it was a combination of a weather balloon and the light from Jupiter confusing him.
The light from Jupiter?
Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
He said that if Gorman kept saying otherwise, they would not
song.
hesitate to court-martial him.
Wow.
What song am I thinking of?
But what about the witnesses? Because you have witnesses. I guess they just kind of like...
Yeah, I will get to that.
Okay.
What's that song that has Jupiter in it? Is it by Train?
Yes, it is Trains. Train.
Yeah.
What's
Drops of Jupiter in a rain.
Yeah, that's the one.
Never mind.
Okay, continue.
So Gorman would go on to retire from the military. In the early 80s, he died at the age of 59 due to pancreatic cancer, which I find incredibly sad because he probably never got to see Gremlins.
Oh my god.
and that's how that comes back.
And that's
full
how we
circle.
turned 360.
It was the radiation.
So, no spectator from the football game ever came forward, even though the sound of the plane and lights should have been clearly visible to them. Doctor...
You know what? I actually imagine because he's from the World War. He's like... He's like just shooting at the air.
Everyone died.
Yeah, like
so
no one notices.
So yeah, no spectator ever came forward, aside from the pilot of the Piper Cub and the air traffic controller who saw it. Dr. Alan Hynek, an astronomer who was contacted by the Air Force to study the event, took Gorman's side and said that it was no weather balloon. His son, Paul Hynek, would go on to say that how could the Air Force deny reports by people they train themselves?
Oh, that's... You know what? That's a good argument.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Calling him out.
So yeah, that is the Gorman dogfight.
All right, can we get a round of applause? That's great. I love claws. The claws. That's a round of white claws.
You know, I'm hearing tinking. That means a drink's empty?
Oh yeah.
Do we need
So
to take a
you enjoy
break?
the North Dakota Mule?
Actually,
It was very good.
It kind of, for those who don't know what it
think
is
it's
or
a-
how it tastes like, it
I
tastes
like
like
it.
fall.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a good holiday drink. It's like cinnamony. Mm-hmm. It's got a little hint of orange.
I always say anything with cinnamon will take you to fall.
I think it's good.
I
I would
like
drink
it
it
right
again.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, I should patent that. Anything with cinnamon will take you to fall.
Catherine.
What? Didn't we come up with a company name for something?
Yeah, Catherine by Catherine.
We did.
No, I thought there was something else. Was it
I know. I definitely have Catherine Inc. in the works.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there something for you? Weren't you like... I don't know what you...
Girl, I have no idea.
We
know, you always
come
come
up
up
we
with
come up
names.
with so many companies that we really need to start patenting them.
like
Yeah.
Tales Less Traveled.
Tales less
TM.
logged, tales less told, tales less stories by...
And anything having to do with our
Tales Less
characters
Stories by Catherine.
and our persons,
That's right.
because they can't take our
The
personality.
Tales Less Traveled collection with hoodies and baggies and sleeping bags.
Pretty soon, hopefully, we'll have
Might
a
be some
merch
merch.
team. The Goons, because we call ourselves the Goons.
Oh, man.
That's registered trademark. We'll take it.
That's still in the process of
Patent.
No, but that was a super interesting story, Josh.
Yeah, I thought Brooke would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
Did you like it?
I
Put you on
like.
the
Yeah, I
spot.
liked that. It had a little.
Did you see it?
It had a bear in it.
Bear.
What?
All right, I think.
Were we listening to the same story?
The cub.
Oh, the Piper
okay.
Cub.
All
The
right.
Piper Cub.
You got out of that one.
Yeah.
The Pepper Cub.
Now, hold on for just a quick moment. We are going to need to take a break, but we'll be right back.
As we pause for our station identification, this is the Tales Less Traveled, brought to you by, sponsored not yet gotten.
Brought to you by Geico.
No, you can't say no.
Cut it out. What is that?
We are back from our short break. Got some refreshments.
Some
Or
could say.
intermission.
Some could say.
Some new refreshments.
Intermission's only one story.
We got 4 more to go.
It was a long story.
Let's go.
All right, you just want to jump in right into it.
Let's
go
do
into
it.
All right, so our next story is about the Miniwash, the Missouri River monster.
Always a sea monster.
Gotta keep the tradition alive.
Now, I'll say this is different from the other monsters we've
Sea
covered.
urchins?
Yes. So, in the past, we have covered these sea monsters that are serpent-like.
Yes,
They're
sea
usually
serpent.
like 70 feet long, snake-like.
Yeah.
This is a bipedal creature standing 7 to 8 feet tall.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
It is a bipedal creature.
It is a Bigfoot from the water.
It walks on 2 feet.
Bipedal, is that
Bipedal.
Bipedal, that's how you say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ped means foot.
Yeah.
So 2-footed.
Oh, padpedal.
Bipedal.
Bipedal.
She's drunk.
Nope.
It's covered in hair.
So it is. It's the
hairy
Sasquatch of North Dakota.
It is an herbivore, but is said to be extremely territorial and will attack if intruded on. Supposedly, it can also howl in such a way to blind or deafen people, and making eye contact with its one cyclops eye can cause a powerful mental attack.
Oh my god.
In 1921, Melvin Randolph Gilmore, the one-time curator for the North Dakota State Historical Society, wrote, "It is said that in the long ago, it's 1921 talk. It is said in the long ago, there's a mysterious being within the stream of the Missouri River. It was seldom seen by human beings and was most dreadful to see. It is said that sometimes it was seen within the water in the middle of the stream, causing a redness shine like the redness of a fire as it passed up in the stream against the current with a terrific roaring sound. They say if this dreadful being was seen by anyone in the daytime, anyone who thus saw it soon became crazy and confused. Became crazy and continued restless as writhing in pain and until they were relieved by death."
That sounds like a great time.
I thought you were going to say dazed and confused like the movie.
It was said that one time not a great very many years ago. What is this guy?
Great many
I will say I copied this directly from his quote, so this is
And that's how
very
you should.
strange.
Yes.
That this frightful being was seen by a man, and he told how it appeared. He said that it was of a strange form and covered all over with hair like a buffalo, but red in color.
Oh man.
That it had only one eye in the middle of his forehead, and above
like a
that
beauty.
a single horn.
Aww.
Its backbone stood out, notched and jagged like an enormous saw. As soon as the man beheld the awful sight, everything became dark to him. He said he was just able to reach home, but he lost his reason and soon after that died.
Wow. Damn.
It is said that this mysterious Miniwash still lives in the Missouri River, and that in springtime, as it moves upstream against the current, it breaks up the ice of the river. The water monster was held in awe and dreaded by the people. And this is what it looks like.
Oh, it's a little ugly.
That looks like it could be in a like an illustration in the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, and
That's true, yeah.
Fantastic Beasts.
It looks exactly like Leela. Hey, actually, Futurama.
Speaking of Fantastic Beasts, has that already been brought up in the book so far?
Yes.
Like one of the textbooks?
Yes.
Wait, really?
That was in
Yes.
book 3, wasn't it?
And it's in the earlier novels. Also, Justice for Johnny Depp.
Like one of the things that they have to buy.
All right.
I might have overlooked it. I don't know.
It's like a single line. It doesn't say who it's by.
Maybe I overlooked it.
Because it's supposed to be a book that the students buy,
They have
which
to
is
read.
literally, it talks about nothing but just like fantastical beasts that exist in the world.
I know. Well, Hagrid always teaches
No,
about the
it's not-
mysterious.
Yeah, it's not
creatures.
that book.
But
There's
it's not
another
that
book
one?
that's mentioned earlier in the beginning. No, but also, yeah, Justice for Johnny Depp. But we don't have to get into that.
Because I was going to say, eventually, after the Harry Potter series, Fantastic Beasts.
My little Niffler.
That could be
Or
honestly,
something
yeah,
else.
because if it's brought up.
They're good movies.
And it's got, what's his face? Eddie Redmayne
Eddie
in there.
Redmayne.
Yeah.
I like
And
Eddie
the
Redmayne.
guy who plays Flash.
Is he in it?
Oh,
too?
yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
also, the
yeah.
guy from Wallflower, he also choked someone.
Ezra Miller.
In real life or in the movie?
Yeah,
No,
it's
well,
right.
it was a controversy because people were like, damn, dude, why are you choking your fans? But apparently the fan asked, can you choke me? And it was caught on camera.
God damn.
And then it's taken out of proportion.
Kinky.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that monster, the picture you showed us, ugly cute.
Yeah, it looked like Leela.
I love ugly cute.
So
I cannot understand it, but you do.
I do
do.
want to say that there is another sea serpent called the Devil's Lake Sea Serpent. Mm-hmm. And it maybe I'll cover it in the future, but it just sounded like all the other sea serpents we covered.
Oh,
Snake-like, long.
There's something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil Wears
So,
Prada.
but this one was a little different. It was like a Bigfoot, but aquatic.
It was like an
whatever.
aquatic cow with a horn and an eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like half buffalo, half cyclops.
Yeah, it just lives in,
With a single-
sea, but I guess
yeah.
can go on land
He
too.
goes, moo.
Move out of my way.
Just makes you blind.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. We have our alien, we have our
Cow.
cryptid, and now we can move on to our ghosts.
I love it. Sorry, I'm telling my mom to feed the dog.
It's fine.
Priorities. That's okay. Also, wait. The ghosts are for the last 3 stories?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why I always save him.
You know who's in there? I can feel it. He's talking to me right now. His mom and Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt.
What is going on?
I have no idea. I do not
Theodore
know.
Roosevelt, are you there?
Theodore Roosevelt!
Oh, Teddy, talk to me, Teddy.
Alright.
She's saying Theodore Roosevelt. I could see Brooke and I on a wavelength.
Yeah.
I heard Theodore Roosevelt in that chant.
Yeah.
So, half the time... Well, actually, not more than half
Maybe
the
that
time...
extra shot of vodka wasn't best.
Josh and I usually are at a loss for words because Brooke and, my sister tend to go off on tangents, and it's usually about TikToks. Brooke is more about the Reddit, but usually TikToks is what really steers this conversation off.
We are about halfway through this episode. We have not had a TikTok song yet. So
I love
I think that was
Theodore
it. Where did that come
Teddy
from?
Roosevelt.
Where did that chant come from? Where did y'all hear that
That
from?
came from my inner soul.
And I connected with Brooke's inner soul and started chanting it with her.
I just felt like Teddy was going to come through.
And I actually heard Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, Teddy, come to me.
Come to me. She says, come to me, Teddy. Teddy, come to me.
Yeah.
So how about ghost stories?
Yeah.
of
Yep.
North Dakota?
I will say they are each other's perfect hype men. I will say that. Mm-hmm. It's weird how that works out.
Mm-hmm. Soulmates, Brooke.
Go ahead, Josh.
All right.
Ghost story number
Let's talk
1.
about the ghost of White Lady Lane.
I thought he was going to
Wait,
say White Rock
the
Lake.
ghost of White Rock Lake.
So
Throwback.
it is a lady in white.
Oh.
So this road connects the towns of Walhalla and Leroy in the Teltralt Wood. You will come across a small wooden enclosed bridge, barely big enough to fit a car. People claim that this area holds an extreme heaviness and sadness. People also have claimed to seen a lady all in white appear on the bridge. In some cases, she is hanging from a rope, swinging back and forth. In other cases, she crawls over the car.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
I imagine this in like a Grudge style.
Yeah, she just like pops in while you're driving. It's kind of foggy out. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Am I interrupting?
No,
No, I was okay.
We're
So
discussing this.
yeah, I was telling Boo because she has no idea about it. Anytime I take a drink from that double, what is it, the Black Barrel?
Black Barrel Jameson.
Black Barrel Jameson.
Yeah.
I have a tall glass. I guess it would be the same if I had a short glass. But
Well,
anytime
here,
I try what?
Well, because you said smelling it.
She okay. First
Or
ask.
are you talking about when you're drinking it?
No, every time I like when I do raise my glass and I
Well, same
I blow
here.
out air. It
Yeah.
same
No,
here,
Boo.
what?
You need to ask me if
Oh.
you can borrow my glass before you just hand it to her.
That's true. Exactly.
Jesus.
Because you're not drinking it.
Yeah, no, you're right. No. I'm
So
drinking,
anyways, it blows in my eyes, and it's like.
I'm drinking apple
You
juice from
proficient.
Ireland.
You proficient.
Did you know the Irish have their own apple juice?
You proficient whiskey drinkers. You.
Did you know that's Teddy speaking to you? I could feel him.
Okay.
Moving on.
So yeah, I imagine this girl crawling over your car. You're going through this bridge. This woman in white appears, no pupils in her eyes, and she starts crawling over your car, grudge-like
I've
style.
seen that in Sunnyvale.
Oh my god.
That has happened in Sunnyvale, Texas.
Oh my god. You know where else it's happened? Where we go when we fall asleep. Billy was just like, I was like, Billy, no!
No.
So she'll also follow these vehicles after they leave the bridge.
You sure this is not Billy? Actually, now that the more that we talk about this.
And as soon as you leave White Lady Lane, she'll stop.
Wow.
So you're saying that it's this little patch of road.
It's a road called White Lady Lane.
Right. But there's a bridge, too, that's
Yep.
like, it's just
An
not that.
old, you know those like old wooden bridges?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like enclosed. They kind of look like barns.
And you usually have to
drive
let,
through 'em.
you usually have to,
Yeah.
on the other
at a
side,
time.
one at a time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's like that.
I don't think I've actually ever driven in one of those, but I've driven in something similar where it is like, all right, you either have to let the person go first and then you go. And it is kind of like a bridge, but never overclosed.
Yeah.
Those are weird.
So, the most common story that is tied to White Lady Lane is that this woman got pregnant with the man she loved out of wedlock.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Her religious family decided that they were going to force her into a marriage with a different man that she didn't love before the baby came out.
Is this Bridgerton?
As the wedding approached, she miscarried.
Oh, God.
And out of pure despair...
Shh. Guys, we are live.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me just put this in there real quick. Brooke saw the last 3 episodes of Bridgerton, said it was really good, she liked it, and then was like, I don't think I'll watch the first, 4 or 5.
Because I saw all the best bits, because Simon was kiss. Ooh.
She came in the sex episode.
He's not going to be in the second season.
I saw. Good for him, though. He's growing out there. He's got his...
But they're following the books, apparently, so that's why.
Yeah, I didn't like the brother. He's the next book.
So, going back to your story...
This woman is almost like Simon, where she has a baby in the end.
Exactly. But continue.
Oh, no, she doesn't. I'm sorry. You just said that she miscarried.
So, Bridgerton, North Dakota.
I think it all is close, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. So, she's pregnant.
Damn.
First of all, damn.
She has a baby. She's having a baby with the man she loves. Parents clearly don't approve of this guy. Force her into this marriage with another man.
Classic.
She miscarries the baby. And out of pure despair of losing not only the baby of the man she loves and the man she loves, she runs out to the bridge in the middle of the night, takes a rope, ties it around her neck, and she leaps off.
No. Girl, no.
Women those days.
Damn.
Yeah. So, so people have said that as they drive through the enclosed bridge, they will see a woman hanging from the roof.
That's weird.
Same woman with a
scary.
broken neck crawling over their car. But I would not be doing this story justice if I did not mention another story.
Oh.
Pray do tell.
The year is 1920.
Oh.
Just outside of Leyden, North Dakota. What?
This Piggy Blinders era. Sorry.
What?
Oh, 1920 Piggy Blinders era?
Yeah, I'm watching the Piggy Blinders. It starts in 1919 and it moves forward. So
From the Great Depression?
I don't know, Josh. It might be worth just to check out, and then I guess
honestly, if you guys are gonna start watching it, the first episode was kind of slow for me because it sets it up. But I mean, if you're into the violence, the gore,
If you like Goodfellas, you'll like this one.
actually, you might.
there's a Goodfellas restaurant.
Are they called like the Peaky Blinders?
They're the Piggy Blinders. You know why?
Because everything over there is so cute and adorable.
No, because the caps they wear, they have razor blades. So when they're in a
they
fight,
swing their
they
hats.
Peaky Blinders.
I didn't know we were playing an Assassin's Creed game. That's great.
Wait, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
I learned actually.
Because at that time, you couldn't have guns, you couldn't have knives on you, so tie razor blades to the back of your hat.
It's set in Birmingham, England. So I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good. I started watching it because of the main actor, and there's only this much romance in it. But I actually stayed for
The rest.
the plot and everything, and I was like, wow, I didn't think I'd actually like this, but I'm obsessed with it.
Okay. All right, so Piggy Blinders era. Got it, 1920.
1920, outside of Leyden, North Dakota.
Naturally. Not Birmingham, England.
Very far from Birmingham.
A merchant by the name of Sam Khalil from the town of Pembina was traveling, selling his wares, when he stopped by the small house owned by the Story family. The man became enchanted by the 15-year-old Anna Story and wanted her hand in marriage. Miss Story refused to give her daughter away to the man, who was allegedly around 60, and over the next few months the man would travel and visit the Story house, hoping to court the daughter.
Oh, it's cute because of the story.
Yeah, she's a fourth of his age.
It's just cute. It's just cute because it's Miss Story, Mr. Story,
60
the Story house.
So romantic.
60-year-old man, 15-year-old girl, they'll find a way.
Life finds a way.
It's so legal. Go ahead.
So eventually, he began to rent a room on the first floor of the Story home, Anna had begun to correspond with another suitor.
Oh,
much
hell.
to the dismay of Khalil.
Yeah.
That's my storybook ending.
One night when young Anna was 16, he couldn't take the rejection anymore. Khalil went snooping around and found a letter from another man addressed to Anna. In a fit of jealousy, the man went upstairs while the mother and daughter slept.
No.
Made his way into Anna and mother's room.
Into Anna?
Into Anna and her mother's room.
Oh, God. I mean, either way.
He walked up next to her bed and shot Anna right through the heart.
That wasn't a very nice story.
She died instantly. Miss Story, who was asleep in the same room, awoke and in pure instinct charged at the man for shooting her daughter.
Yeah.
With a second shot, the man hit Miss Story in the face and knocked her to the ground.
That was also not a very nice story.
Khalil ran downstairs, but unfortunately for him, Miss Story wasn't down for long. The bullet had hit her in the jaw, shattered it, but on pure adrenaline, she was not going to let this man get away with his crimes.
Good.
Khalil tried to kill himself, but the gun jammed, and Miss Story attacked him, successfully taking the gun from him. Khalil then grabbed a butcher knife and chased her upstairs, again threatening to kill her. The merchant then decided to try to take his own life again, when Miss Story once again attacked and managed to disarm him.
Damn.
And threw the knife out the window.
This is actually a great idea episode.
She a good story.
Really, though.
I guess at this point, Miss Story realized that she still had 2 other sons in the house, and she feared for her safety. She ran out of the room. Khalil followed right behind her. Khalil went to find the knife, but Miss Story and the boys were able to run half a mile to town to get help. And I just want to remind you that this woman is running around with a broken jaw and a bullet stuck in her face.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, can you imagine?
And she not only fought this guy off twice, but ran half a mile
Good
to
for
town.
her.
And
She's a strong story.
There's a newspaper article about this, and when they interviewed her, she couldn't talk.
Oh my god. That poor story woman.
Like, exactly.
Whoa.
So after she got help and returned to the house, they found Khalil in the room with Anna. On the second bed, he had slit his own throat and clutched the letters he found to his chest. However, he was still alive. They were able to resuscitate him and send him to a hospital and arrested him.
Holy shit. His story was finished.
So the other theory, since this is an actual documented story in the newspaper, is that Anna is the ghost that haunts that White Lady Lane.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Yep.
That's an insane story. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is bonkers.
I mean, I feel bad for the daughter, but the mom. Wow.
God damn.
That was some really good
Imagine
storytelling.
getting shot in the jaw and still having that much will to fight off this guy twice and then run half a mile into town.
Yeah.
I want some pure adrenaline.
I get a side stitch and I'm like down for the rest of my run.
Dog.
No, oh god, I'm such a wuss. When I get headaches, I'm like, no, I can't do
Honestly,
anything.
yeah, me too. Once I start getting this migraine,
Yeah,
it's
no.
like,
That's it.
Oh my god, my
can't
jaw's
do
really
shit.
killing me.
But I don't know though. I feel like in that time though, you would have such adrenaline to be like, I need to do something. I need to get something done about this.
And the kids the boys didn't even wake up. They're just like, huh?
Well, I think there's more fight and
After
flight.
2 gunshots,
Exactly.
they might have been hiding though. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Fight or flight.
Yeah.
Or is it
Damn.
that was right. One.
That was a good story.
That one, yeah, shit. Damn.
Wow.
Okay, so this next story isn't really a story, it's more of like an honorable mention. Every list, I couldn't really find like a good story, but every list of like haunted locations in North Dakota I found mentioned Riverside Cemetery. So while I couldn't find any like specific stories, I did find that there is a certain mausoleum in the cemetery, and people have said that when they are walking their dogs and they're passing by it, their dogs will start freaking out. People that have actually gone inside the mausoleum will hear knocking and scratching coming from the stone.
Wow.
It's just a widely,
Popular known.
yeah. Just like, oh yeah, the mausoleum's haunted, but I wanted to mention that. It's not really a full
Actually,
story.
speaking of dogs freaking out, so I'm taking care of a dog right now, and I remember Brooke actually mentioning there was a previous dog I took care of, and I don't remember which dog it was, but he or she kept looking towards the microwave area. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So the current dog I'm taking care of, on multiple times, she's looked towards like where the microwave is at, and she's just stared at it for the longest time. And I'll look at her, and I'm just, trying to figure out, okay, what is she looking at? And she's looking towards the microwave.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think of you, where you're like, oh,
They can sense things.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
So I was like, is there something there?
Oh, I should say hi when that happens.
I thought about it, but my mom was in the room, and I was like, I don't want to figure it out. But I don't know, I thought of that, so.
Do you think it's Thea, or do you think it's like, because what else could it be?
Well, there is a frame there of me, of when I was a baby, but it's from her house.
Yeah. The energy
But
attached.
there were previous frames.
Yep.
And that.
Yep.
On that counter where the microwave is at, that were from her house. So I have no idea, but she wasn't barking or anything, but she just stared.
Yeah, they just watch.
They just watched.
Just say hi, or even maybe light a candle and just say a prayer or something.
That's kind of
I
cool.
don't know, it's
That's
interesting,
very cool.
so just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, that's very cool. Also, when you mentioned this place in the cemetery, I totally pictured Bruce Wayne, where, in the movie, or was it the game where he goes back and then it starts leaking black liquid?
I think that's the game. I don't think that's in the
He
movie.
goes to visit them in the...
Yeah, no.
Under the game.
Yeah, it's probably the game.
Yeah.
Which you really
The
should
one in
play
PS4, right? The Telltale one?
No.
Oh, is it another
The
one?
Did you
Arkham
finish that one?
Asylum.
No, I never finished it.
You'd like the Arkham games.
Yeah,
I feel like
you
isn't
like
that the
him.
one from Telltale?
No,
Well, you bought it for me, didn't
So-
you?
the Telltale ones, yeah.
She's gonna think of like an Assassin's Creed game, but Batman.
It's
It
fun.
was for the PS3?
Yeah, but
Three,
they
four,
have
I
the
don't
they
know
have
how
the
it-
they have the Arkham collection on PS4.
It's fun.
So I can play it on my PS4?
It's just a beat 'em up, smash 'em up.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'll have
the
to look into
the
that.
stories are pretty
So they
good
have
too.
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, which is in the collection, and then they have Arkham
Origins.
Knight, Arkham Knight, which is on PS4. Arkham Origins was never ported; it's on PS3.
Yeah, I'll have to text me and let me know, because I'll forget.
But Arkham Origins is a good Christmas game. It takes place on Christmas Eve.
It's very fun, very fun.
What a time.
All right, you ready for our next story?
Sure,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right. So this is the Sandhaven Sanatorium.
Sandhaven.
So this hospital was opened in 1912 as a TB hospital.
Tuberculosis.
Yep.
Very good.
Within months of opening, the hospital had around 170 patients, and even had a wait list of people waiting to get in.
Oh, man.
In 1915, they began to expand by including housing for employees, a new food hall, an assembly room, and even a dairy barn.
Wow, that's a wow.
Yeah. Starting in 1957, the North Dakota Institution for the Feeble-Minded, which I love that's their name, began sending patients to the facility, and within 20 years, they would completely take control of the hospital. With so many mentally ill patients, the employees could not keep up, and reports of abuse, mistreatment, and overall poor care became too common. The hospital would close in 1987 and left to rot. Today, many of the rooms are falling apart, ceilings have begun collapsing, and bed frames and junk can be seen scattered everywhere. Over the 70-plus years of operation, there were counts of upwards of 1,000 deaths. People have seen dark figures standing in the glassless windows, and whispers can be heard from long hallways and running footsteps, even babies crying.
It sounds like they need a really good foundation company.
Yeah.
Can you recommend someone?
That's pretty good.
I might.
In 2001, a group of 4 teenagers between the ages of 13 to 16 broke into the property to play hide and seek. As the group wandered, they lost one of the members and began to look for where he could have gone when they found him. He had fallen down the elevator shaft on the 7th floor
Oh, my God.
and was found with severe head trauma at the bottom of the
Did he
elevator.
live?
Tower of Terror 2.0.
The boys panicked and ran home. The boy who was still alive laid there unable to move for 3 hours. When help finally arrived, he still had a pulse, but while being transported, he passed away on the way to the hospital.
Oh, my God. They had 3 hours. And
Yeah, can you imagine?
lived.
He laid there for 3 hours, severe head trauma, and he was alone.
Oh, my God.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
Yeah. My theory is, if you're playing hide and seek, how hard is it for you to just fall down an open elevator shaft?
How hard is it? Or how
Like-
easy is it?
Well, I'm saying, like, if you see the elevator shaft there, are you just gonna, like, walk right down it? Like, I'm thinking maybe he was chased or pushed down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't actively, like, go.
Yeah, I mean, if you see an open... If you're, like, there with a flashlight, you see an open... You're not going to step into an elevator shaft, especially, like head first. Like, I'm thinking he fell backwards.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So maybe he was, like, pushed or chased, or, like, he was looking behind him and ran right into it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. Also, the other thing that I was just thinking of... I'm sorry, was this, like, totally, like, in the dark type of thing? Or this is, like...
hide and seek.
It was in the middle of the night, 2001.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that being said, I feel like if you do see an open elevator shaft... My vision's okay, but, like, I don't know if, like, if I went towards it, if I would have thought to think, like, oh, so, you know, the cart that is there, let me just kind of walk in, as opposed to, like...
Well, it's not, it's just an empty elevator. There's no elevator inside. It's just empty. It's just seven stories down, just...
Okay, because I was thinking for whatever reason, like, what if the shaft was there?
If you're in a building in the middle of the night, no lights, and you have a flashlight, you're going to be shining on the ground looking where you're going. So I'm thinking, like, maybe something chased, like, if you're running from something, you're not going to be, like, paying attention.
To play devil's advocate, I was watching this Reddit, watch people die inside, and this dude was looking over the edge of a, like, rock climbing area with a pool of water at the bottom. And he looked over, and, you know, the weight of your head is going to steer what direction your body goes in. So he looks a little bit too far off the edge, and he just tumbles down and falls in this water, and it's, like at least a story from him. And everyone else who was rock climbing with him is just looking at him like, what the hell did you do? So, who's to say this kid didn't look down and just kind of lose his balance?
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? No one will ever know. He was off on his own, and
it's like
the fact is, like, they're in an empty building, completely quiet, and they didn't even hear him fall. They just found his body.
That's scary.
It's like that documentary we saw of Eliza Lam from the Cecil Hotel. Where it was like, California. You don't know if she really was seeing things. I mean, you could really go into depth about her disappearance, but yeah, like, you don't know what was going on, if she imagined or if she actually did see something, and yeah, just no one knew about it.
That's just that no one will ever know.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, and the final thing about this place, the sanatorium, which I've always thought it'd be so cool to urban spelunk in one of these abandoned sanatoriums where so much history has happened. I know it's dangerous and it's private property, whatever.
Yeah.
But I will say that it has been noted that police officers and emergency services have been known to dread going there.
Really?
They have a feeling of heaviness, and they would prefer not to go there.
That's sad.
What do we have here? What is this?
Oh yes, no. This is this would be normal Jameson whiskey.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I know that we had a
Black Barrel Jameson.
Black Barrel earlier after our.
Now we're flavoring the.
Were the ice cubes cold enough?
Oh my god. Yes. No. Continue.
For my Irish apple juice.
Well, that's the end of the sanatorium.
You know, I actually had a question. Do you think also that the law enforcement in general were always called there? So part of that's always like, what's this again?
It's been closed since 1987. And I don't see too many people at a hospital calling for emergency services.
Yeah.
I will say that I can only imagine how much energy is there, because you have all these people going to the sanatorium with the expectation that they're going to get better and be able to leave, and then they never leave.
Isn't that sad, though?
Yeah.
That has to be so sad.
Or like all these...
To think about it, just in general.
Or in the 1912, you have these people going... They have tuberculosis. No, there's no cure for tuberculosis, and are just going to well, this is where I'm going to live out the rest of my life.
Arthur Morgan. Oh.
Okay, hold on. Don't tell me too much, because when I played Red Dead Redemption 2, I just, towards the middle/end of the game, I just played straight through just to see how it ended.
Yeah.
But I never played side stories.
Oh, you're not.
You're not missing anything.
Oh, okay.
If anything, the side stories
they
humanize him more.
Yeah, they add to the depth of Arthur Morgan.
You know what? I personally liked Arthur Morgan's death than Marston's.
Well, yeah, because I mean, at that point, like, he knew it was coming a long time ago.
He started seeing, like, what was it? Was it a deer? Or who was
it? It depends on your actions. You either see a deer or you see, is it a wolf?
If you're bad.
Just throw in some Red Dead Redemption spoilers.
Have you finished it?
Everyone has here. I'm talking about, like,
those who have it.
Sorry.
What if someone who's listening is just like halfway through Red Dead Redemption and they hear this?
This is like Josh when we went to Jack in the Box not too long ago, and we're still trying to finish up a show, and the guy who works there watched the same show, and he was just giving out nothing but spoilers for that very same show, and Josh
got pissed.
He was in the back seat, and he was like, I can't believe it.
And
you don't go to a fast food restaurant expecting someone to spoil a show you're watching.
And it's funny because then I feel like a few nights later
it was like a few weeks, I think.
We went to Jack in the Box, and Brooke was like, "Okay, everyone, turn off your phones, hide. He might be here."
Sure enough.
Like, oh my god.
He was there, but he wasn't the actual guy at the window.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Well, guys, I got one more story for tonight.
Let's listen. Let's bring it out with the bang.
Yeah. You guys like these stories so far?
I do. I like
Actually, yeah. North Dakota's actually been surprisingly entertaining.
I will say that I've had so much fun. I had so much fun researching these stories.
That's great.
There's a lot of good ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Depending on the next
Wow.
state we visit, I might do a story because I agree with Josh. It's always I've had fun actually researching and like typing up a little report on any stories. So
I will have to say, depending on the next state, I may want to do one.
Let's just see, when we spin that wheel and kind of see where it goes.
Yeah.
maybe each of us can do a story.
Yeah, actually,
I'll do like 3, and you guys can each do 1.
Guys, I'm blitzed and blazing, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let's go.
As the main researcher for these stories, I love doing it.
Aww.
And if you guys want to join me,
it's the writer
it's
in you,
more fun.
Josh.
Yeah.
You are very good at storytelling.
You know what? If you can't get a job writing, then create your own job writing.
Exactly. Hey.
Let me tell you something. Josh got me an A in my first year of college because I wrote an essay about the artist Lana Del Rey, and I had to tie it about religion and philosophy. He helped me on it. And wouldn't you know, I got like a high A. So, there you go.
You know, it's funny because I don't know if it was the same English class, but English 2 maybe, I wrote about Lana Del Rey too, about one of her, we had to do a song.
Was it a composition class?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We did too, actually. We had to choose a song by any artist we liked that had to deal with philosophy and religion. And it even got, when I finally submitted my final paper, my professors wrote down on the essay like, oh, interesting, very good.
I feel like you can't go wrong with Lana because she's so metaphysical anyways.
I know.
So
especially when you look into her backstory, it's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But
you had an affair with your teacher. That makes sense.
Well, I will say what my favorite part about researching, especially for this podcast, as I have the last couple months, is that it gives you so many more ideas for your personal writing. Like, I love short stories, and just like researching about all these ghost stories and monsters and stuff, it's just like it just feels like I'm adding to like an archive which I can just like pull from later on. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
On a side note, before we end on the last story,
isn't that sad?
What?
When we come to the end of an episode?
No, because it's the beginning of another one.
Exactly.
Because we move on.
Thank you, Owen Wilson. Thank you, Boo.
That's really want to get out of North Dakota.
Yeah, wow.
Wouldn't that be something if we got South Dakota next?
I was gonna ask, Josh, how did you like the normal Jameson as opposed to the Black Barrel Jameson?
So honestly, I don't know, maybe the Black Barrel I felt was a little smoother and had a little more smokiness.
Yeah.
I love Jameson, but I feel like this glass that you just gave me was a little sharper. Maybe it's because I just had some Black Barrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I didn't know this was a reading review.
You know, in high school, I took AP Government, and my professor's name was Jameson.
Really? Wow. When I was in high school, I took regular history.
What was your professor's name?
I don't remember, but it was a woman.
Mine was a woman too.
Wonderful.
Well, I didn't call her professor. She was teacher.
Jameson.
She was
though.
Miss.
Actually, yeah, in high school it's always Mr., Miss, Mrs. Actually, that was a kind of like new thing to get used to in college. Was like it's always now professor, because it's not like, oh hey Mr.
I just called him
Sister.
doctor.
Well, actually, some of them, yeah, a lot of my professors have their PhDs, but they always introduce themselves as Professor so and so. Or actually, I had one professor who insisted on being called his first name. I was not used to that, so I still called him Professor so and so. But yeah, I mean that was something that was so strange to me entering into college, where it was
I
like,
had veggie
hey.
teacher.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Veggie teacher.
Oh, is that the redhead?
Yeah, I was gonna say I always went off however they introduced themselves in the first class. If they called themselves Mr., Mrs., Doctor, whatever, it was like okay, I'll go with that. But interesting. Glad to know your opinion on the Jameson. But yeah, let's do it.
Let's
hear-
crank this soldier boy out.
Soldier boy, I'm in. Oh, no, no, no,
Stop.
Superman.
You
I don't know how it
we're
goes.
going to a public library. You need to be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Harvey Public Library. In North Dakota, of course.
Naturally.
Wait, is it the Harvey Weinstein Public Library? Is that why everyone has to be quiet?
That's a different library.
Oh,
That one, that library has a lot more potted plants.
Oh my god! A lot of more people forced to be quiet.
Yeah.
Cut that out if you want to.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Everyone knows.
So, this library is much more than it looks. Before it was even built, this was the location of the home of a Russian immigrant named Sophia Eberlin.
I thought you were going to say
What a
Sophia
rush.
Vegeta.
Wow.
On one October night in 1931, as Sophia was sleeping, her second husband got out of bed, grabbed a...
I'm sorry.
Guys, she's allowed to have a second one.
No, I know. I'm not used to it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yo, you'll be laughing in a second.
Damn.
Her second husband got out of bed, grabbed a blunt object, and began to beat the woman to death.
Now he's going to have a second one.
Oh no.
The husband quickly cleaned up and brought her body outside and made her death look like it was a car accident. I don't know how he did that,
Yeah. How?
but apparently he was gonna get away with it. Unfortunately for him, Sophia's daughter Lillian came into town for her mother's funeral. This is a daughter from the first marriage. And upon arriving at the house, she quickly found the bloodstains in and around the bed. Lillian alerted the police, and the husband was arrested and lived the remainder of his life in prison until he died in 1944.
Okay.
Damn.
The house was demolished in 1990. What?
Did you hear that?
Did you
There's
hear
like
something?
a scream.
That scream, yeah.
I heard a scream.
That was...
It's fine. It's probably some damn kids.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. So yeah, the house was demolished in 1990, and a new public library was built on top of it. After construction, strange things began to occur.
Yes, they do.
Lights would flicker, even after electricians would inspect the property and wiring, and the lights would never stop flickering.
And the audition tapes kept rolling.
Employees often do not speak of Sophia's name, as paranormal events seem to occur more frequently when she is mentioned. In October, the month she was murdered, employees say that Sophia is a bit of a trickster. She takes items that people are using, such as a book that they're reading or a person's car keys. Sophia is responsive, though. Many times when an employee cannot find something, all they have to do is ask Sophia politely, and within minutes they'll find the object in an obvious location, like in the center of a table or something.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Other employees have tested the spirit by asking her to make... Okay.
To make muffins?
I think I might have... Okay. That was weird. I just ended the sentence in the middle of something. So...
Nice.
I think what I was getting at is that this guy, because I took a direct quote from him. Mm-hmm. This guy is an author of several paranormal books. His name is William Jackson, and he tested the spirit. He said, "I gave Sophie a challenge. I said, Sophie, if you exist, make my right foot cold. I felt her presence, and it was just like an air of cold," Jackson said. He said a chill started in his right hand, crept up his arm, and then down to the side of his foot. The sensation lasted a while, he said. On the way home, I stopped at a cafe in Anamoose. I knew a fella there, Jackson said. Jackson asked his friend to feel his shoulder, and his right shoulder...
What
cold? Is this? Yeah, the friend confirmed the right... I should...
He was thinking ahead.
Exactly.
It happened.
I just copied and pasted this,
The geniuses.
quote.
This is always... this happens to them.
It's not just in my mind. This was physically cold, Jackson said, adding that the episode changed him. I knew there was a spiritual world.
Yeah, because you know what? He didn't even... It's, I want to be addressed by my proper name. I don't want to be addressed as Sophie when my name is Sophia.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He did. He called her Sophie.
Hey, Sophie. LOL, love you, girl. Can you make my shoulder warm or cold, girl?
TTYL.
Yeah.
Okay, Soph, love you, baby.
BRB,
So,
TTYL.
regardless, with the employees that work there, it's interesting to see a ghost that's so responsive.
Yeah.
She takes your car keys and you're like, Sophie, please.
Sophie girl, come on
I need
now.
to get home.
This is like summer wine.
Exactly.
I was supposed to be off an hour ago, and then you just turn around and see your keys in the middle of the desk. It's just like...
That would be a really good ploy if you wanted overtime. Be like, I don't know, she took my keys.
Sophie took my keys, I couldn't clock out. Yeah.
She seemed alright. She seemed chill.
Well, guys, these were amazing stories. Thank you.
Wait, is that
done?
That was it? That was
That's the end. Wow. Well, thank you,
Action.
Josh. Those were actually pretty cool stories.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Of course.
North Dakota, you know what? I walked away a little bit more impressed.
So did I. North Dakota had great stories. I don't know about the beverages.
Well, of course, you didn't have any.
I didn't have anything, but North Dakota actually surpassed my expectations.
So what you're saying is it wasn't just okay?
It definitely was not okay.
Oh!
It was
Guys,
better.
What is this hatred of Oklahoma?
It was better than okay.
Good.
Nothing
Good.
wrong against our Oklahoma listeners. Oklahoma's a fine state.
Well,
It's
guys,
just because your state abbreviations
is okay.
I hope you guys know that.
Well, Boo, do you want to give our normal plug-in before we spin that wheel?
Does everyone want to say something before I do?
So we have our final words.
Let me think of my final words. No, I mean, as always, guys, it's always nice getting together to record and hang out. Looking forward to where we go next.
Swiggity swag, what's in the bag?
I will
What's in
say,
that hand?
I love doing this podcast, and if you like listening, then if there's one person out there, then it makes it worth it because
It does.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great hobby.
I love you guys.
It really is.
Yeah.
And generally, if you guys feel like you'd like to write something to us, whether that's
please
a review,
don't.
whether
Okay,
it's an email.
we plugged the email so much.
But you still gotta plug
Here,
it
okay,
in.
how about this?
If they want to say something, they'll say something.
Yeah.
How about this? Just follow us on Instagram, taleslesstraveled, and from there, there's actually a link in our bio that will send you to anything and everything. So,
Check it out.
check it out. Up to you.
Or you know what? Just enjoy it.
Honestly, just
have
enjoy
fun.
it. You're not
We're
being
having
forced to do anything.
Yeah.
Check it out.
This is just a good excuse for the 3 out of the 4 of us to get drunk and talk about creepy shit. So,
Exactly.
It's cool.
And until my birthday comes around, September 13th, I will,
you'll join in?
I'll join in.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun.
Me too.
So, who's spinning the wheel?
I'll spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, Josh.
Spin the wheel. What do we get?
Where you
All
land?
right, we are going to
Teddy.
Colorado.
You know what? We're
Colorado it is.
I'm excited about that. Alex, you should be excited about that.
No, I'm super excited.
You know why? Because that is the state that Alex and I first bonded. There's something beautiful about that state.
That's your tale less traveled.
Honestly,
Never been.
it is. And
I've never been to Colorado.
when we
Let's
record
make memories, my friend.
when we record the Colorado episode, Alex and I will tell you about our first time bonding as sisters.
And we can maybe give each other our own perspective.
Aww.
Yeah, we can. That'll be fun.
And then they kissed.
And then we kissed.
So you guys want to do some You guys want to do some stories?
I think we will.
All right.
I don't mind. I don't know, honestly, besides traveling there and skiing there, I don't know really much about Colorado.
Let's figure it out together.
I've never been.
I'll do one
I'll
episode.
tell you that.
Well, guys, thank you for joining and hope to see you next time. Stay safe and stay well.
Oh, and I just want to say this is our 10th episode.
Our 10th
It's our
episode!
9th stop, but our 10th episode.
Oh, God, for a second I was like, oh,
No, because we had the holiday episode.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, we're in the double digits.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
We're almost legal.
Cheers to us, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us.
All right.
Actually, do you guys want to do a little last cheers before
Yeah, hold on.
Here,
go out?
Boo, you can have my glass. It's okay.
you don't.
All right, that's
We'll
fine.
just do one more.
Here's to loose women
And
stiff drinks.
and stiff drinks.
I cannot. Okay. All right.
And that's why we drink. No,
Well, guys, it's been real. And I really appreciate your company. It's wonderful to have people to listen to us. It makes us feel not so small in this big world, especially after the year that we've had. It's quite crazy, hasn't it been? We feel it too. And we really appreciate you taking the time to check us out. We're honestly just a group of 4 friends who look for something to do in the meantime, and this has turned into something that has brought us together even closer than we thought. And it's been amazing. There's been some ups and some downs. Basically, just trying to figure out the technological difficulties, but it's been a really good time. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love my friends. And that's what it's all about, right? And to do that and have someone listen to it and get a quick laugh or anything like that, it just really makes us proud. To my friends, to Josh, Catherine, and Alex, and this is Brooke. I love you guys. And to the viewers, thank you so much for stopping by. And we really hope you enjoy it, even for a moment. Or at least if it just takes your mind off of the present day and all the difficulties you may face. You got this. And let's help you through it. And with that, I'm going to go see what my friends are doing, and we'll be back shortly. Bye!